Okay, so today we're really diving deep into something pretty big, something that could actually change how India learns, artificial intelligence. In the education system, we've got some really interesting stuff here about AI and how it could change everything, like how students learn to, how teachers do their jobs.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff.
So if you've ever thought about what AI could mean for, well, students and teachers all across India, I think you're going to want to stick with us.
Absolutely. I think so too. We're going to be looking at some really cool things. How AI could help create like a personalized learning plan for each student, how it could help teachers, maybe even bridge the gap in access to education and, overall just make learning better for everyone.
I mean, better learning for everyone. That sounds like a pretty good goal.
Yeah, it's a good one. And we'll also talk about like how the information AI gathers can be used to help teachers and how it can help students, develop those critical thinking skills.
Okay, so let's start with personalized learning because the idea of AI creating a unique learning experience for every single student, that's pretty amazing, especially in India. Our classrooms are so diverse. But how would that actually work, in the real world?
Well, the interesting part is how AI can use things like, adaptive quizzes and stuff. So imagine a student, right? They're working on fractions. Now, if they're struggling with, let's say, one specific type of problem, the AI can give them more practice just on that area. But if they're, doing great, the AI can move them on to something more challenging. So it's almost like having a tutor, one that knows exactly what you need at every step.
Right, so it's more than just like digital content that everyone gets the same of.
Exactly. Much more.
Okay, and the source we have here, it talks about revolutionizing teacher support too. So how can AI help our teachers, make their jobs a bit easier?
Well, think about it, right? AI tools that can help teachers plan their lessons. Or, you know what, even analyze how students are doing, like pinpoint common problem areas that would free up so much of their time. And then they could focus on, like, actually interacting with students, mentoring, bringing that human element, which is so important.
Totally, that personal connection is huge.
Oh, absolutely.
And speaking of, reaching students and helping them, in a country like India with so many different languages, different needs, the potential for AI to bridge the digital divide, it's pretty big, right? I mean, through things like translation and accessibility features.
It's huge. It has the potential to be huge. Think about it. AI-powered translation could make learning materials accessible in a student's own language, no matter where they live.
Oh, that's great.
And it's the same with accessibility. It could cater to different learning needs, so more students across India would have a chance at a quality education.
So that's the access part, but when we talk about, actually improving learning outcomes, how does AI make learning itself, more effective, more engaging?
Well, AI can track a student's progress, like really closely, pinpointing exactly where they're having trouble. And then it can recommend, specific resources or change the pace. And that keeps students engaged because the learning is always, relevant to where they are.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I can see how that would make a big difference.
Definitely.
And what about the teachers? I mean, having access to all this data about how their students are doing, that must be incredibly useful.
Oh, it is. It gives them a much clearer picture than just, the traditional tests and assignments. They can see patterns in, how students are performing, understand which teaching methods are actually working, and then they can adapt their approach to better meet the needs of their class.
So it's like a constant feedback loop.
Exactly. Yeah, you could say that.
So the source also mentioned AI being used to foster critical thinking. Now, how does a technology that's usually associated with automation, how does that help students think more deeply? It seems a bit counterintuitive.
Well, it can power, interactive simulations and like problem-solving scenarios where students actually have to use their knowledge.
Oh, okay, I see.
It's like learning by doing, but in a, safe, controlled environment that really encourages those higher order thinking skills. And those are the skills they'll need, for the future.
Right, makes sense. Of course, bringing AI into education in India, it comes with its own set of things to think about, right? Especially around, equity and access for all students.
Oh yeah, that's crucial. We need to be really careful that the infrastructure is there and that everyone has access to these tools, no matter, their background or where they live. We don't want the benefits of AI to just make existing inequalities worse.
Right, and we can't forget about the teachers. I mean, we need to make sure AI is there to support them, not to replace them.
Absolutely. Teachers are still at the heart of it all. AI is a tool, but it's the educators who, guide and inspire. Students need that human connection.
And looking ahead, I mean, some of this stuff sounds like science fiction. AI-powered virtual assistants, predictive analytics. Could that really be the future of education in India?
Well, imagine students being able to get personalized guidance anytime they need it. And with predictive analytics, we could see which students might be struggling and step in to help before it's too late.
That's pretty incredible when you think about it.
And AI could connect classrooms and communities too, so we could have like this amazing network of collaboration and knowledge sharing across all of India.
So the big takeaway here is that AI has the potential to really transform education in India. More personalized learning, better support for teachers, and hopefully better results for students.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
But it's super important that we do this thoughtfully, keeping equity in mind and always remembering the human side of things.
Couldn't agree more. It's about using AI to really benefit all learners and all educators across the country. That's the goal.
Well said. And on that note, here's something to think about. Given just how incredibly diverse India is, what are some really innovative ways we can make sure that AI in education is not just effective, but truly inclusive? Something that works for everyone. That's the challenge. It's a challenge worth exploring. Thanks for joining us today for this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.